What if your life was written long before you arrived, not by fate, but by your own eternal soul? And what if the key to unlocking its deepest purpose lies dormant within you? This is Kuvox Shift, and tonight, we're diving into the profound truth of the Akashic Records. Welcome, truth seekers, to a deeper journey inward, a journey that stretches far beyond the mind. We plunge into the deepest reservoir of existence, a place where memory isn't just a recollection, but the very blueprint of your being. I'm your host, Sukhmander, and today, we breach the veil of ordinary awareness. Imagine, if you will, a cosmic library, not of books, but of pure vibration, holding every memory, every potential, every secret of your soul's journey, all waiting to be remembered. For lifetimes, humanity has felt the echoes of something vast, something foundational. They've given it many names, but the essence remains: Akasha. From the Sanskrit, meaning ether or spirit, it's often described as the fifth element, the subtle, all-pervading substance from which all things emerge. The cosmic archive, more than a metaphor. Picture it not as a dusty library, but as an infinite vibrational field of consciousness. It exists beyond the constraints of time and space, acting as a living, breathing archive. Every thought you've ever had, every emotion you've ever felt, every choice made, every lesson learned across every single one of your soul's journeys, it's all intricately woven into this energetic tapestry. And it's not just your story, it's the interconnected saga of every being that has ever lived. The unspoken truth: why we forgot. Have you ever wondered why this profound knowledge isn't commonplace? Why we aren't taught about this universal memory from childhood? Because, my friends, the journey of forgetting was, in many ways, an orchestrated one. Societies built on control thrive on amnesia. If you remember the true depth of your soul, your inherent power, your interconnectedness, you cannot be easily confined. The memory of your true self, deeply rooted in the Akashic field, makes you sovereign. And that, to systems built on external authority, is a dangerous truth. Think about it. The suppression of indigenous wisdom keepers, the burning of ancient libraries, the demonization of spiritual practices. These weren't isolated incidents. They were deliberate acts to sever humanity from its deeper knowing. We were taught to look outward for answers, for authority, for purpose. We were conditioned to mistrust the profound wisdom that naturally arises from within. But the veil is thinning. More and more of us are feeling that undeniable pull, that deep inner voice that whispers, "There's more to this story." It's the soul's unwavering call, refusing to be silenced. This isn't about replacing religion or dogma. It's about reclaiming remembrance. It's about recognizing that the greatest truths were never hidden from us, but rather we were taught not to look. Oh, your soul's blueprint, karma and contracts. You didn't arrive here empty, a blank slate. You came with a soul blueprint, intricately shaped by every experience, every intention, every consequence from lifetimes past. This is where the concept of karma takes on a far deeper meaning. It's not punishment, it's memory in motion. It's energetic patterns echoing forward, seeking completion, balance, and growth. Consider a recurring challenge in your life, perhaps a pattern in relationships, or an inexplicable fear, or a constant struggle with a particular emotion. What if these aren't random afflictions, but unfinished chords from previous existences? The Akashic Records reveal these threads, showing you the energetic patterns your soul has been exploring. And then there are soul contracts, powerful agreements made at the soul level before incarnation. That challenging family member, that pivotal mentor, that seemingly accidental encounter that shifted your entire path. These aren't always coincidences, They can be profound, mutual agreements to catalyze each other's growth, to learn specific lessons, to clear energetic pathways. Accessing your soul's blueprint within the Akashic field allows you to look at your struggles not as obstacles, but as activations. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and begin to ask, "What is this teaching me? What is this pattern inviting me to rewrite?" Because awareness, true conscious awareness, is the key that breaks the cycle. Your blueprint is fluid. Karma is not a life sentence. You still hold the pen. But it's not just about challenges. Your gifts, your innate talents, your deep wisdom, these also travel across lifetimes. That inexplicable pull towards healing, or art, or understanding complex systems, it's likely something your soul has been mastering for eons. The records illuminate not just where the pain started, but where your authentic power truly lives. The path to remembrance within you. So, how do we access this incredible wellspring of knowing? You won't find a library card for the Akashic Records. You don't need permission, a degree, or a spiritual title. These records were meant to be felt, remembered, and lived. They respond not to intellectual seeking, but to frequency. You don't read them with your eyes, you align with them. The access point is always the same: presence. You soften into awareness, into a stillness so profound, so honest, that your own energy begins to resonate with the frequency of pure truth. This is why practices like deep meditation, focused breathwork, intuitive journaling, or engaging in creative flow, like music, painting, or poetry, can be such powerful portals. When you create from your soul, you are speaking its language, the very language of the records. Many of you have already touched this wisdom without realizing it. That intuitive knowing that saved you from a bad decision, the sudden flashes of insight, the multiplying synchronicities in your life, these are not random. They are echoes, glimpses through the thinning veil, your soul trying to speak through the noise of a world designed to distract you. The process of remembrance can be deeply emotional. As layers of old patterns surface, tears may come, waves of grief or profound release might rise. Let them. This isn't you breaking. This is you clearing space. You are not being overwhelmed. You are being reorganized. The collective shift. A homecoming. Imagine a world where individuals no longer ask, "Who am I?" but instead, "Who have I always been?" Where millions turn inward, not outward, for worth, identity, and direction, accessing the vast archive of their own soul's journey. This isn't just about personal healing, it's about collective evolution. One person awakening to their soul's memory becomes a catalyst. They walk differently, speak differently. They become less reactive, more intuitive, more aligned. This kind of freedom is contagious. When you clear karmic patterns in yourself, you're not just healing you, you're healing your entire lineage. You're breaking cycles that stretch back generations, becoming the hinge between the past and a new, more conscious future. This is why this remembrance is so profoundly transformative. It threatens the structures built on our collective forgetting. People who remember their true nature don't blindly obey. They don't chase empty successes. They don't measure their worth by external standards. They begin to create new templates for family, for work, for community, systems built on soul, not control. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, the old world begins to yield. Not with fire and destruction, but with irrelevance. It loses its grip because fewer people are feeding its illusions. This collective remembrance isn't a revolution in the traditional sense. It feels like a homecoming, a mass exhale, a quiet, powerful shift where we stop performing and start embodying our true selves. You can feel it, can't you? People are waking up in waves, questioning everything, leaving what no longer resonates. Not because someone told them to, but because their soul whispered, "This isn't it. There's more." And that more isn't a destination, it's a frequency. A remembering that we are not cogs in a machine, but infinite beings with stories that stretch across galaxies and lifetimes. We are not random. We are not powerless. We are not lost. We are simply waking up. Your next chapter, written by you. All your life, you were taught to look outward for answers, for truth. But perhaps that constant question, is this really it, wasn't doubt at all. Perhaps it was a doorway, a signal from the deepest part of you, tethered to the Akashic field, patiently waiting for you to remember. The Akashic records aren't locked away. They are within you, encoded in your consciousness, waiting to be accessed through presence, stillness, and the courage to listen. When you lean into this truth, your life begins to shift. Not in dramatic, cinematic moments, but in profound, subtle ways. The way you speak, the choices you make, the energy you no longer tolerate. You begin to walk through the world differently, not with arrogance, but with clarity and alignment. You stop seeking external validation. You stop living on autopilot and start moving with intention. And you realize, for the first time, that your life doesn't need to be rewritten. It needs to be reclaimed. Because you are not just a human trying to be spiritual, you are a soul remembering what it means to be human. And that memory lives inside you. You don't have to prove anything to access it. You just have to trust it. Lean into it. Let it guide you home. If this journey resonated with the deepest parts of you, know that you are not alone. There is so much more to uncover, more knowledge that whispers just beyond the ordinary. Find more ways to deepen your understanding and remember your truth by exploring the resources linked below. Your story is not finished. Your patterns are not final. Your soul is not broken. The Akashic records don't exist to predict your future. They exist to remind you that you are still the author you always were. And the next chapter is waiting for you to write it from a place of full remembrance, full sovereignty, full truth. If this message landed for you, if you felt that spark, that quiet yes in your soul, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe for more conversations like this, and most importantly, share this episode with someone else walking this path. There's a whole world of seekers out here, quietly breaking old loops and choosing new frequencies. Are you one of them now? Let's find each other. Let's grow together. I appreciate you being here. And I'll see you in the next episode of Awaken Your Inner Creator.